And what are those 10 things that we need to take care for easy cashless claims processing in your health insurance policies? Okay, so this is the topic of the day, and it is the most important thing in this current situation of pandemic, wherein people are so worried about how to take care of their loved ones if there is any emergency, because of which the people need to get admitted into the hospital. Okay, and yeah. Okay. So the agenda for today's discussion is going to be, we'll be doing a situation analysis. We'll be also knowing the cashless process during the entire webinar. We'll be also discussing on the points of having the clarity for confidence, and then we'll be reviewing the entire process. And then after that, we'll be also looking into the action points which we have to take care when we actually adhere to any of these claims which might turn up for the people in any emergency condition. Okay, and the situation analysis, in a situation where there is a claim and your loved one is getting admitted to the hospital, absolutely there's a lot of mental tension that we face. Okay, and at the same time we will be absolutely emotionally down. We don't know what to do. We don't know which hospital to go. We don't know how reliable are the doctors are going to be. We don't know what is the treatment which need to be taken care for our loved ones. Right? This is a situation in which we'll be in. And at the same time, in that situation, the topping up of this of the event will be, if there are no emergency funds which are available, we really don't know what to do. We really don't know where to go to get all that money to take care of our loved ones. Right? Okay, and then we have seen situations wherein people, they put their assets under a particular custody and they get loan out of their assets to pay the bills of the hospital. Okay, and we have also seen the situations wherein people also go ahead and sell their assets. Okay, so this is the situation wherein we will be if any of our loved ones are getting admitted into the hospital, and we actually take the health insurance policies only to safeguard ourselves and our economical situation and our loved ones, to give a better treatment for them in any emergency condition, right? Isn't it? So now let's get on to the main topic, that's the having the clarity for confidence. So the more the confidence that you have on the policies that you have already purchased, the better you will feel about the policies that you have already purchased. Okay, so now the discussion begins. Okay, first, have you ever seen this condition of room rent within your policy terms? Okay, have you ever seen that? Right, room rent is such a vitally important situation. The reason, because the room rent will have a greater impact on the entire claim which is going to be processed. Okay, and the room rent eligibility, if you got admitted into the room which is more than your eligible limit. Okay, say suppose you have actually taken a policy of say 5 lakh rupees, right? 5 lakh rupee policy, and say suppose you got a room rent eligibility limit of say only 1% of the sum assured. That means 5 lakh rupees, 1% is 5,000 rupees, right? If you have the 5,000 rupees room rent, and then you got admitted into a situation wherein you need to pay 6,000 rupees as a room rent. Okay, so it is 1,000 rupees more on 5,000 rupees. So normally what we'll feel, okay, it is 2 or 3 days that will be there in the hospital, right? So we will pay that additional 2 or 3,000 rupees from our pocket, and we'll go for the better room, and so that even the attendant will have the facility to stay in the hospital. That's how normally we think, right? Now here is the real catch. The catch is, there is something called as prorate deductions. That means whatever is a percentage extra that you stayed in a room, then your eligible limit, that additional percentage will be deducted from your entire final bill. Okay, let me just share you an example. Okay, say suppose whatever the example that I have told you before. So there is a room rent, there's a policy of 5 lakh rupees, and there is a room rent of 5,000 rupees which is eligible under the policy. And within this 5,000 rupees, now you got admitted into the hospital, and the room rent is 6,000 rupees. So it is 1,000 rupees extra on 5,000. So it is how much percentage it is? Yes, it is 20%. Okay, so 20% extra on your eligible limit. Now say suppose the final bill is 5 lakh rupees, And out of 5 lakh rupees, say suppose 5,000 is a non-payable item. It is an IRDA, that is regulator listed non-payable item. So that 5,000 rupees is not paid by the insurance company, right? So what we think, out of the entire 5 lakh rupees, 5,000 is removed and 4,95,000 need to be paid for us. But here, because you stayed in a room rent which is 20% more, so that 20% is going to be deducted from your total final bill. So 20% of 5 lakhs is how much? 1 lakh rupee. So the total amount which is getting deducted by the insurance company is not 5,000 rupees, which is non-payable. It is 1,05,000 rupees. So the insurance company will pay only 3,95,000 rupees. The rest of the 1,05,000 rupees need to be paid by you. Okay. So this is the impact of room rent on the entire claim process. Okay. Now you look into the same situation wherein if you have a policy wherein the room rent eligibility limit is little higher. Okay, in this example over here, if say suppose you have the same 5 lakh policy, but your room rent eligibility is say 7,000 rupees, right? If it is 7,000 rupees and you stayed in a room of 6,000 rupees, that means you are well below your eligibility limit. You stayed in a room, okay? So if the final bill is say 5 lakh rupees and say non-payable items are 5,000 rupees, so the insurance company will deduct that 5,000 which is non-payable and they will pay the entire 4,95,000 rupees. So you need to pay only 5,000 rupees and get out of the hospital and discharge. Have you seen the limit? Have you seen the difference? it might look really very small, okay, but probably the premium what you'll be paying in the second policy is little higher. Few hundreds or few thousands is what you'll be paying more. But if you look into the entire claim process, the impact what it is going to have is very huge. Okay, this is what is the prorate deduction in your medical insurance in your final bill deductions, which is done by the insurance company. Okay, so wherever you are, make sure whenever you are purchasing any policy, okay, make sure you are actually getting into a policy wherein there are higher room rent limits, or we prefer having no room rent limits within your policy. If that is taken care, then most of your claims processing things are actually being taken care. Even we also have the policies in the market wherein the non-payable amount is also being payable by few insurance companies. And if you want to know any of those details, we are always there. You can actually call upon our numbers over here, which is 7569 645 645. We'll be all out to help you out. Even within the policy what you have purchased from an insurance company, probably if you increase your sum assured, if you go for a higher sum assured, then the room rent restrictions will go off. Okay, we can actually guide you properly in choosing the right product, because this is what is going to have a major impact on your claims processing. Is it right? Are you with me? Oh yes, I'm seeing a lot of participants who are saying yes. Fine. Let's go ahead to the next thing. Whenever people are getting admitted in the hospital, this is what we have seen most of the times. Most of the times we have seen people who says, boss, the hospital people are asking for the initial deposit. Even though I'm saying I'm already having an insurance policy, even then the hospital guys are actually saying, boss, you have to pay the insurance, the initial deposit. Why should I pay? If at all I need to pay that initial deposit, why should I have actually taken the insurance policy itself? I would have paid it directly, right? Okay. This is most of the people, they come back to us, they ask what to do. Okay. Let me just tell you. Let me just put the same situation from a different perspective. This is from the hospital perspective. Okay. If you look into their situation over here, the situation is the hospital people, they are not sure whether you will get the approval or not. That is the bottom line first. They don't know what are the conditions which or what are the conditions which are there in the policy which you have purchased. Right? They don't know anything. They know how to treat you. They don't know what are the conditions which are there in the policy. They're not bothered about what conditions which are there in your policy. Okay. So because they are not clear enough on how much of approval which you are going to get it, so they will ask for an initial deposit until you get an approval. So this is one reason. Second thing, they are also not sure on what are the non-payables which are going to be there under your policy terms. Okay, though the IRD has actually given the non-payable items as a list. Now this is a good thing which has been done by the regulator, because now they have actually given a listed printed I think almost around 198 listed items are there which are non-payable by any of the insurance company under the medical insurance policies, not payable. Okay, so but at the same time they even don't know whether if there is any co-payment which is there, or there is any kind of a disease-based capping which is there under your policy. So they really don't know what is the total amount which is going to be deducted or which is not going to be paid by the insurance company. So these are the reasons, and we have also seen, so it is not not so good even from the hospital perspective. The reason, because people, once they are in an emergency condition, they always say, "Boss, please take care of my loved one in an emergency condition." But once the treatment is done, they'll say the same thing to the same doctors and to the same hospital. They'll say, "No, I can't pay this much of amount. I never thought this is the amount that you are going to charge." So they are not sure whether you'll be paying the amount which need to be paid the moment the treatment is done. So they have seen n number of cases like this. So these are the reasons why the hospital people, they'll ask for an initial deposit, and they are also human beings. When we actually say about when we actually give the clarity about our policy to them, and when we say that this is the amount what I am going to get under the policy, and we will if we even assure them that if at all anything to be paid at the end, we are going to pay, then most of the hospitals, they also don't take, they waive off that initial deposit. And we have helped out so many people in their claims processing, and we could able to waive it off in the initial situation itself. So this is quite possible, and it is actually, we need to look into both the sides. And even if we pay, and once we get the approvals, the hospital people, they are good enough to return back our money. And we have seen such cases also. Okay, so this is how the situation turns up. So let us understand how exactly is that the insurance, the hospital people are going to get the claim approval from the insurance company. What are the step-by-step process which are involved in the entire claims processing? Are you with me? Let's go ahead and see that process for all of us. Okay, so here it is, the claims, the cashless claim process, which does happen at the back end, which we really don't know, which we don't see through our eyes, right? Okay, so there is an hospital out there is an insurance company which is out there, and a person getting admitted in the hospital. Okay, the moment he gets admitted into the hospital people will check his symptoms, will check his details, and they will ascertain, they'll do some testings, and out of all the testing they will ascertain this might be the disease. And once they find out the disease, they will also ask your insurance details. They'll send across your policy details, your symptoms details, and the probable cost of treatment of that particular disease as an inpatient within the hospital. All those details, they will send it across to the insurance company. Okay, the process when they send it, the template which they use for this thing is done by the claims department team of the hospital, and they will send across all these details along with an ID proof, everything, and we call it as pre-auth request. That means pre-approval, pre-authorization request. Okay, so this has been sent to the insurance company. The insurance company will also have their claims processing desk, and sometimes it is external to the organization, or sometimes it is internal to the organization. Okay, so we have both such kind of insurance companies which are there in the market. Okay, so this claims processing desk, we call it as TPA, the third party administrator. He is the one who is going to take all the details, and then he is going to look through the content of your policy, the content of the pre-auth, and they'll see whether it is payable or not, or is there any query, is there any doubt which they have, which they want to clarify even before approval. They will raise that doubt to the hospital. Once the doubt is raised to the hospital will respond back with the query. They will respond back. Once the response is given, and once they are satisfied with it, they will give the initial approval. This is called as an initial approval. This is the second step which actually happens. And once this is done, then the entire treatment will keep going on, and the query is answered, the initial approval has come. Then the final day, the day of discharge comes up, wherein the hospital people will prepare the entire bill. they will attach all the diagnostic reports, then the vital charts, then the indoor case papers. They will put everything as a bunch and they will send it across to the insurance company. They will either upload it, they will send as an attachment in a mail, or they have, every company has got their own process of doing it. So they will upload all those details, they'll send across those details to the insurance company. Once it is sent to the insurance company, then the insurance company will look through it and they will say what are the things which are payable according to the terms of the policy, what are the things which are not payable according to the terms of the policy, and then they will give the final approval. Once the final approval is given, then the person is he will get discharged from the hospital. So this is the entire process which happens in the cashless claims processing. Okay. Now, once we understand that, okay, the initial deposit which has been taken by the hospital is only because they want to know, they want to say whether the initial approval you are going to get it from the insurance company or not. Once you receive the initial approval, then they are also free and you are also free, right? And if you want, you can also take back the money, or if at all, you can still wait till the final settlement of the bill, and then you can actually get it paid back by the hospital to you. This is how the initial deposit can be taken back. Okay, and so what we request is whenever there is any hospitalization, and what we have actually even seen in our past experience, that 95% of the times the hospitalization, which the inpatient hospitalization which happens, is actually a planned hospitalization. You know that you are going to get admitted and get treated for a particular disease. Okay, it could be a knee replacement surgery, or it could be an cataract, or it could be any disease which is, most of the times it is a planned hospitalization. If it is a planned hospitalization, to actually go away from these hassles of initial approval, you can actually send it across. You can actually put it across to the hospital well ahead. So it could be a planned hospitalization. Okay, in a planned hospitalization, what happens? This gives the insurance company also a little more breathing, the hospital a little more breathing, and you will also have a clarity on how much of the bill is going to get paid by the insurance company. Okay, it will give you a lot of clarity of thought. Okay, once the clarity of thought has come in, that will give you a lot of confidence, not just for you. It also gives confidence for the hospital and also for the insurance company, that yes, this is the disease. They also get to know your diagnostic reports. If there are any queries, they would have already asked the hospital people. The doctor would have already responded. So the moment you are getting admitted to the hospital, everything is pre-planned and it has been already approved by the insurance company. Okay, this is how the planned hospitalization happens. Okay. Now, the same thing, even in the planned hospital, you give all the details, they send across the pre-authorization request, and then they get an approval from the insurance company. Okay, so this is how the planned hospitalization happens. What happens if there is a emergency hospitalization? Okay, in an emergency hospitalization, you don't even know where is your insurance policy. Just rush to the hospital, right? So we request everyone to keep the details of your insurance policies in your email or somewhere where you can electronically access and give it to the hospital claims processing desk. Okay, so in an emergency hospitalization, the initial request need to be sent by the hospital to the insurance company, and most of the time there is a delay which happens. Okay, and let I make a declaration out over here, because we have seen through many of the hospitals, none of the hospital would love to make any delays in the processing of the claim. They want it to be processed much faster. The reason, because the more faster it is processed, the better faster they can do the treatment, and the more number of patients can be handled within the hospital in the given period of time. So their turnover will increase. Okay. So they really don't want to do any hassles, but if there is any delay which is actually happening in the initial request, whose responsibility is this? Okay, in an emergency hospitalization, whose responsibility is this? It is our responsibility. Okay, it is our responsibility to go back to the insurance claims processing desk in the hospital and ask them what are the details which they want more for the claims process. Probably there might be a query which has been come up by the insurance people, and to answer that query you may have to give your past history of your treatments which you have already taken. Okay, so those details need to be given to the help desk people, and they will be processing it much faster. Okay, so and then not only that, not only sending those details to the insurance company, but you should also follow up with the insurance company to give you the approval. Okay, and you can actually take the help of your intermediary. It could be your agent, or it could be the broker, or it could be anyone who has actually helped you in taking the particular policy. Okay, if you face any issues, any of those issues, don't get worried. We are out there to help you out. Even if you are not our existing clients, that's still okay. We can still help you out. There is a number over here. You can actually call us up at 7569 645 645. This is the number on which you have to call up, and me and my team will be all out there to help you out in the emergency condition. Okay, so but at the end, whether it is the pre-auth is sent or not, or whether you got the initial approval or not, the final responsibility is just with yourself. It is your insurance, it is your responsibility. Okay, so you can't say you just give all the details now, the insurance company has to do. There could be, we have seen n number of reasons, n number of situations we have seen wherein there are some technical issues which happen, and because of which the hospital people will say we have sent across the details, the insurance company will say we have not received the details. Okay, so what we request generally, like now, whenever you go to the hospital, like now, whenever there is a claim, you also give your email ID and your phone number, which need to be recorded when they are reporting the claim. Once it is actually done, then whatever the processing which goes on, almost all the insurance companies, they send across the current status. They send across all those delayed things, or whatever the current status. Whenever something is getting submitted, you also get the message that like no, they received the documents. So you can exactly pinpoint when exactly the hospital people have sent the documents and when the insurance company people have received the documents. Okay, so you will have a control on it, right? So do give your number and your email ID to the hospital desk while you are giving your insurance details to the claims processing desk. Okay, so so in an emergency hospitalization, make sure you get these two things done faster. Once this is done, then almost everything is taken care. It goes through the process until the final discharge comes up. You are absolutely fine. Okay, the hospital people will not bother you much on this, on your billing. Okay, and then yeah, have you seen these situations wherein the people say we have actually yesterday evening the doctor said you need to get discharged, and now today it is again in the evening time, we are still waiting, the approval has not come. Have you seen such kind of situations? I can say many, n number of people, and we do get a lot of calls from those people who are the known people of our existing clients, the friends and relatives. Like, they are facing an issue in an hospital. They are getting the claim processing is getting delayed, so they call us up and we do help them out. And 90% of the times we have seen the delays are only because of the technical issues. And let it be very frank and upfront with you, because we closely see how the hospitals work, how the insurance people work. Paying a claim is much easier for an insurance policy. Paying a claim is much easier for an insurance company rather than cancelling or delaying the claim, because to pay the claim they doesn't need to give any reasons to anyone. But if they are actually delaying and if they are actually denying any claim, okay, they have to give all the reasons. And that's the reason we always thank the regulator, because regulator keep coming with so many new things in place. Now from 1st of November 2020, if there is any delay in claim, especially in the reimbursement claim processing, which we'll deal in our next topic, in the reimbursement claim processing for more than 30 days, then the insurance company has to pay 2% extra interest on the amount of total final bill. Okay, so we thank the regulator for taking such an steps to make sure to uphold the trust of the policyholders on the insurance companies, to make sure that nobody is taking any undue advantage of not paying the claim on time. Okay, so if there is any delay, so understand why there is a delay. Okay, so is the bill which is been prepared and sent by the hospital to the insurance company? If at all this is prepared, okay, and sent across to the insurance company, then insurance company, they need to follow a turnaround time. Okay, and if it is crossing the turnaround time which is given by the regulator, they have to report all these things to the regulator, and they have to give the explanation why. Okay, so none of the insurance companies wants to make any delay because they are strictly followed by the regulator. But if at all there is any delay which is happening from the hospital, I can only tell you that it could be only an unintentional delay, because none of the hospitals also want to make any delay in the entire process. Okay, because the more the customers, the clients, the patients, they go away, the new patients can come in and they can make better money out of them. Okay, and out of their treatment. And then if they have actually submitted to the insurance company, if yes, if you know all those details well in advance, and then you can actually even follow up with the insurance company for the delay. None of the insurance companies wants to make any delay out of the claims in the claims processing. Okay, and if you feel there is any help which is required, don't get worried. We are always there. We are always there, and you can actually call upon these numbers. It is 7569-645-645. This is the number on which if you call up, me and my team will be out there. We can help you out anywhere. The person can be anywhere in India. We can help them out in the smooth claims, cashless claims processing when you are there in the hospital. We can help you out on that. Okay, and coming to the next one, the final approval is getting delayed. See, this is the final approval, and the final approval, if it is getting delayed, then it is the query which is probably been sent by the insurance company to the hospital, and hospital people have not seen or have not checked their email or have not checked their portal. So because they have not checked the portal, they have not responded. Even if they have actually checked the portal, the person, the doctor, the treating doctor who need to answer that particular query might be in an operation theater. Quite possible. We have seen a number of cases because the doctor is out there in operation theater, and sometimes the operation goes for hours together. And unless he comes out of the operation theater and gives it in writing, the poor people who are there and the claims processing desk, they can't send it to the insurance company. And until these people send it across to the insurance company cannot give the final approval. Okay, in these situations, you know what happens, the insurance, the hospital people, they will only say one thing. Okay sir, if you're feeling like that, you can just pay the bill and then go and get yourself claimed by a reimbursement process. And I suggest, see, it is always better in any of your health insurance claims, you please join a network of hospital and get through a cashless claims processing. If you're going through a cashless claims processing, your life is much easier, because whatever the queries which is raised, the hospital people are there, they will respond to the insurance company, and then and there everything will be resolved. But if at all you pay and go for the reimbursement, then it is all your responsibility, because the hospital people, they got their money. Now they might not be responding the way they have responded to you when you got admitted into the hospital. Probably once you pay the bill and then come back to them again for some more details, they might not respond to you much faster. So what we recommend is always go for a cashless facility than a reimbursement facility. Okay, once you go for a cashless facility, then it's the same process. So the ID card is given, the initial approval, then the initial amount is given, and then if there are any queries, the queries are responded back. Then once the queries are responded back perfectly, then they will give the final approval. So this is how the final approval is given. And once the final approval is given, then the person can actually get discharged from the hospital. Now, once the final approval is given, we have also even seen that there are some deductions. If say suppose there is a bill, there is a claim bill of say 5 lakh rupees. Out of 5 lakh rupees, probably it is only 3 lakh rupees which is paid by the insurance company. And now the person who has actually taken the policy, now he feels, why did I take the insurance policy? All these insurance companies are like this. When they are actually when we are taking the policy, they behave differently. When it is time for them to pay the claims, they behave differently. Like that, we have seen a number of people who start saying that, right? But the deductions in the bill, whose responsibility is that? it is actually our responsibility. You know why? Do you know why? The deductions happens because of few factors. There are something called as non payable items. Okay, in a claim bill, in a hospital claim bill, there are few items which are not paid by the insurance company and which is given by the regulator. What does that mean, like non-payable? Non-payable is an item which is, or the expenses which got incurred, which is not directly related to the treatment of the disease. The expenses which are not directly related for the treatment of the disease for which the person got admitted in the hospital. Okay, got it? So these are the expenses which are not payable, like some gloves, some masks, even actually the PPE kits are not payable, for your information. Okay, the PPE kits are not payable, but thanks to a few insurance companies, they started paying even the PPE kits. There are few companies which even pay these non-payable items in the insurance policy. Okay, there are very few. There are very few. Okay, and but if you see the premium size, the premium what you may have to pay is little higher than your normal regular policies. Okay, we do also have such kind of policies in the market wherein even the non-payables are also payable. And you want any of those details, you can always call us up, and our numbers are here. It is 7569 645 645. We can help you out. In knowing those details. Sometimes it is the same insurance company wherein if you go for a little higher sum assured, then the non-payables are payable. Okay, we also have such kind of policies, so we can help you out in figuring out the right policy which can suit your requirement and your budgets. Okay, and then there could be some co-payment which is inbuilt into the policy. Especially what we have seen, the people who have taken the policies of more than 60 years. Initially, when they started taking the policy of health insurance, more than 60 years, the regulator also says there is a 20% co-payment which is mandatory from 60 to 65. And sometimes if it is say beyond 65, there are also companies which say there is a 30% co-payment. There are also few companies which say no, what come what may, we will only put 20% co-payment for the rest of the life. Okay, this is only for the people who are taking the policy for the first time, wherein the age is more than 60 years. Okay, especially the senior citizen kind of policies. Okay, now there might be also few more policies, and there are some policies wherein there is a compulsory co-payment. If your if your sum assured is less than 5 lakh rupees, something like that, the conditions are there. Okay, so what we need to do, it is not when the claim is coming up we need to look into the policy. It is not when the claim turns up that we need to look into the policy. It is when you purchase the policy or when you renew your policy, you have to regularly review your policy to see what are the things which are not payable under your policy, what are the things which, if there is any co-payment conditions which is out there. If those things are known, okay, and then there might be even some disease-wise cappings. If there are some disease-based cappings which are there, like for a knee replacement surgery, we have seen few policies wherein they say it is only 1.5 lakh rupee which will be paid. You might be having a 10 lakh policy, but for a knee replacement surgery, we will give you only 1.5 lakh rupee. Or for a cataract, we will give you only 20,000 rupees. Or for appendicitis, we will give you only 30,000 rupees. Something like that. The policy with the disease-based cappings, the premiums will be a little less. Comparatively, the policies wherein those kind of restrictions are not there. Okay, what we suggest, always when you are actually taking the policies, okay, because any of these deductions which are happening in your claim bill, it is not because of the policy, because you have not seen through your policy well. Okay, so it is our responsibility to make sure what are the things which are not payable, any such conditions are there, we need to review the policies. You need any help, we are always there. You can call us up on 7569 645 645, and this is the number on which me and my team will be out there to help you out in knowing your policy. Have some clarity so that you can have a confidence on the policies which you are actually purchasing. Okay, so this is one more thing that we need to look at. And we have also seen the situation wherein the claim got rejected. You applied, you got admitted to the hospital, you have given all your details to the hospital desk. The hospital desk has processed the entire thing to the insurance company, and the insurance company has just rejected the claim. you know. And that's the moment when we feel so distressed. We really don't know what to do. You know what happens? We'll always blame. We'll always blame onto the insurance company. So these guys, when they're actually selling the policy, they say everything is covered, everything will come, but they never say what is not payable. Okay. It is not there, it is not your intermediary, it is your responsibility to make sure understand insurance is a subject matter of solicitation. Okay, solicitation. The more you ask, the better the details that you'll be getting. Okay, so you need to go through the process, you need to learn the entire, you need to go through each and every line which is mentioned out there in the exclusion part, in the conditions part, which is there in the policy. Okay, and for that you need to review your existing policies, and if you need any help, we are always there. You can always dial up on our numbers which is flashed out over here. It is 7569645645. There might be some waiting periods under the policy. That means a particular disease like cataract per se, many of the companies in an individual policy, the cataract is payable only after 2 years. Okay, and say suppose any replacement surgery, even that is payable only after 2 years. People might say why? Because many of these situations are not emergency kind. Okay, like today you got any pain, and tomorrow you need to go for an operation. Nothing like that will happen unless it is an accident. And for accidental claims, there are no such waiting periods. Okay, but for a regular cataract or regular knee replacement surgery, so there is always a waiting period. And if you have to go through that particular disease treatment within the waiting period, then the claim is not payable. So probably when the claim is getting rejected, there might be a waiting periods which are there built up within the policy, number one. And second thing, probably they are excluded from the policy. Okay, somebody has I'll tell you, there is a rundown condition, that is an anemic condition which actually happened, and this is a live case which we have seen in couple of years back, wherein the person got anemic and has become a rundown condition, got admitted in the hospital, got treated for 4 days, and she got recovered from the condition. Now when the claim was processed, the claim got rejected. We are actually stunned, like no, because never it was actually mentioned under any waiting periods within the policy. Then there is something called a concept called as proximate cause. Proximate cause means exact reason because of which the claim has actually come. Okay, and this lady who got admitted in the hospital, she was actually fasting. She was actually fasting because there was some festival going on, and she was fasting for almost 3 days, and because of which she got anemic and she got into a rundown condition. And proximate cause for this particular condition is because she was fasting, and fasting is something which comes under your self-inflicting injury. It is like a suicidal mission. Okay, because you want to conduct a suicide for yourself. How come an insurance company can pay for you? Got it? Right? And the same anemic condition, if it is because of a viral fever, we have seen those cases also. Because of a viral fever, they got a rundown condition, and now they got admitted to the hospital, not for the treatment of the viral fever, but for the rundown condition. That is payable. Because that condition has come because of the proximate cause, that is a viral fever. Okay, so we need to identify why the claim is getting rejected, and we should also know upfront what are the conditions in which the claim is not payable. Okay, there are 3 conditions which are actually required for any claim processing to be done. Okay, the first and foremost thing, there should be an analysis, that is diagnosis, which need to happen. Second thing, there should be disease detection which should happen within this analysis, and then the third thing is the detected disease need to be treated as an inpatient within the hospital. Okay, now there might be few people, I've seen such conditions, such claims before, wherein the person got admitted in the hospital because the hospital people said you be in the hospital for 24 hours and we'll do the entire full body health checkup, and because you will be there in the hospital for 1 day as an inpatient, so the insurance company will give you the bill. Why will an insurance company will give you a bill if you're going for a full body health checkup and there are no disease which is found, okay, and so that is not required. Okay, so these are the situations wherein the claims will get rejected. Okay, so it could be a self-inflicting, you wanted to get it happen, insurance company will not pay. Okay, and even in a situation wherein a drunken driven condition, wherein the person got hit with met with an accident and then he got admitted to the hospital, the doctor have clearly written that it is an intoxicated condition wherein the person was driving the vehicle. That's in a MLC, that is a medical legal certificate, they have written it. Now, driving a vehicle by having alcohol is an illegal thing. Okay, it's not only injurious to you, it is also injurious for the people who are outside. All right, okay, and it is illegal and it is a self-inflicting injury, so insurance company will not pay for that. So we need to see, two cases might look really similar. In two situations the treatment done might be also same, but still in one case it is paid, in the other case it is not paid. Every case is unique. We need to look through, we need to also know under what conditions it is paid and under what conditions it is not paid well before. Okay, so you need to understand your policy well. You need to have more details. You need to want to know more details about your existing policy. Do call us up on 7569 645 645. This is the number on which me and my team will be available to help you out in knowing your policy, to have some clarity and have confidence on the policy which you have already purchased. Okay, thank you. And let's go. Yeah, self-interest. This is something which is really unique and which we have seen in the recent past, especially because of this pandemic nature, and there was so much of fear which was surrounding that, and the person was he faced he was actually diagnosed as positive case under the pandemic situation, and then after that this person he went to the hospital and then he said, "Then I want to get admitted." Now, in the hospital, people will be very happy if somebody says, "I want to get admitted." But they have actually checked. They have actually checked his vitals. They have also even checked his policy details. They have checked everything, and then they said, "No, we don't think you require any inpatient hospitalization." The same thing can be taken because your vitals are proven to be good, and you doesn't require any emergency kind of hospitalization. Okay, so really very high breathing issue kind of thing. So you can actually treat yourself as in home quarantine situation. You can actually get yourself treated. The person was so fearful. He was so emotionally down, and then he said, "No, come what may. I have an insurance. I'll claim under that. You first take me as an inpatient." Now, when somebody wants to really, come in and then get admitted, and he's forcing like that, what hospital will do? They'll also, okay, come and get admitted. But they said, we are not sure whether you will get the this claim or not. So if it is not coming, you need to pay. You say, "Oh no, I'll pay. And then he got admitted. Now the vitals are fine, everything is fine. Insurance company has raised a query to the hospital. Okay, why did you got him admitted? They said, "No, everything is fine, but no, there's a little breathing issue, but the person wanted to get admitted in the hospital." Now, the person wants to get admitted in the hospital, why will the insurance company pay? Because it is not necessary. Unless it is necessary for you to get admitted into the hospital, none of the insurance company will pay you the claim. Okay, let me repeat. Unless it is necessitated by a medical condition, proven medical condition, that you need to get inpatient hospitalized for treatment, only then the insurance company will pay. Otherwise they will not pay. Got it? Okay, so this is how it is. So these are the reasons. These are the reasons why the claim can also get rejected. Okay, so it is whose responsibility? If the claim is getting rejected, if you know all the reasons, if you know all those things very clearly, and you own your responsibility of your policy, then you will never ask such question to the hospital. You yourself, much before when you're getting admitted in the hospital. Okay. Now, when the person is got into the hospital, right, and say suppose tomorrow is the renewal payment, and today he got admitted to the hospital. He has not yet paid his renewal payment. Now he got admitted to the hospital. the policy is going to end tomorrow. Probably for the treatment, it might take 3, 4 or even 10 days time for the entire treatment to happen. Okay. Now, in this situation, what should the person do? Does he need to pay the renewal payment? Will the company honor the claim because the policy is coming to an end? Okay. Or will the policy continue if the person is not paying the premium? Will the policy continue after the renewal due date? Because the person is got hospitalized, there is no money with the dependents out there. Okay, so how is that situation can be handled? In this situation, we thank the regulator for putting up such a condition in place wherein the person got hospitalized. If there is a claim which is running as a cashless and the person got hospitalized and the renewal due date comes during his stay in the hospital, then the policy will not lapse. The policy will continue even though the premium is not paid, even though the renewal premium is not paid by the policy holder. Okay, so no need to pay. Number one. At the same time, the coverage still continues. Then how about the renewal premium? The renewal premium will be deducted by the insurance company in the final amount of claim which they are going to settle to the hospital. Okay, if say suppose there is a 5 lakh rupee of bill and then say 4 lakh 80,000 rupees need to be paid to the hospital, which is payable by the insurance company, and say 20,000 rupees or 30,000 rupees is the premium for the renewal. Then they will deduct that 30,000 rupees renewal premium from 4 lakh 80,000 rupees which is payable, and they will pay only 4 lakh 50,000 to the insurance to the hospital, and the policy will continue. This is something which is hats off to the regulator. We love such kind of things because this is a situation wherein the dependents are so emotionally down. They don't know what is the economical condition which is out there, and the policy, if it continues, it's such a nice thing what regulator has done, and we thank regulator for doing this. Okay, right? And this is how it is. Even after all these things, if there are any issues which are out there, then we can always go to the IRDA, that is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority, that's the regulator for insurance sector. IRDA Integrated Grievance Management System, which is out there. You can actually check through that link. You can raise your query out there, and then you can get your answers addressed by the challenges addressed by the IRDA, and it is such a excellent system which the regulator has put up. It is giving a lot of relief for the people to actually come out and then get their the challenges resolved through the regulator. Okay, and so let's come to the review of the 10 things for easy cashless claims, which we have seen through this webinar series, that is Get More from Mallapuram. The first thing what we have seen is the room rent eligibility. So always we always advise people to consider paying little more premium, but have a policy wherein no such room rent restrictions are there. So we suggest go for that. And then we also have seen why the hospitals, they do ask for the initial deposit, and how you can give a clarity for them such that you can create some kind of confidence to the hospital guys, so that they will waive off the condition of taking the initial deposit from you. You face any issues over there, you can always contact us. Our numbers are out there, 7569 645 645. Just dial up that number. Me and my team will be out there to help you out in whatever the challenge that you're facing with the insurance company. Okay, and then always 95%, because it is always a planned hospitalization, plan it well before. Give all the details to the hospital people, such that they'll get all the required approvals well before you get admitted in the hospital. Okay, and then the initial approval, it's our responsibility. Even the final bill approval, it is our responsibility. There might be the technical hitches which can come up, and if there are any technical hitches which comes up, then you know how to handle them. If you face any issues, please do contact us. Contact numbers are there. We'll be allowed to help you out in those challenging times. We'll be out there. And then there are also some non-payable items which will be there. There are actually policies wherein even the non-payable items are also payable. We have such kind of policies which are there in the market. Okay, you want those details, please do call us up. It is 7569-645-645. This is our number. You can always contact us. We can help you out in that. Okay, and then we also seen the situation of a co-payment. If there is a co-payment issue, then the people, to that extent, to that percentage of the entire bill, entire final bill, you have to pay on your own, and then the rest will be paid by the insurance company. Okay, and you want to review and know about the existing policy details, please do contact us. We will be there to help you out. And then there might be even disease-based cappings which are there within your policy. So we need to actually review those conditions if they are existing within your policy. And there might be the waiting periods which are there, because of which the claims are not payable under your policy, right? So we need to look into that. And there might be even exclusions, like it could be a self-inflicted or self-interested kind of things, which we feel like, no, just avoid. See whether it is your money or it is your insurance company money, right? Insurance company is paying. It is ultimately our pool of money, because all the policyholders have actually paid that money. They pooled that fund, and insurance company is only, they're only holding it in their hands and they're paying it off. And to pay it off, they will look through all the details. Don't see we always try to say this. Use your health card as a health card, but not as a credit card. Don't think you got a card where you can swipe with any of the hospitals and get it paid. Okay, so nothing like that will be happening. See, it is only whatever is payable will be only payable and paid by the insurance company. And let me also tell you one more thing. To pay a claim is much easier for an insurance company rather than denying a claim. Okay, if they are denying, they are doubly sure, they are so well sure that it is really not payable under your insurance contract. Okay, so we love to say this again. Use your health card as a health card in an emergency, not as a credit card, just like you went for a shopping. Okay, right? And coming to the action points which we want everyone to follow, and which we recommend everyone is this. Okay, check your existing policy benefits. See through your policy. You might have actually purchased your policy 5 years back or 10 years back or few years back, right? Okay, but after that, have you ever taken out your policy copy and gone through the details? Have you ever checked whether your name has been printed perfectly on your policy? Whether your email ID has been printed, the date of birth of your dependents are being printed properly? Have you checked it? If you're not, please pull out your policy copy and check through the details. Okay, we always recommend people doing that. And review with your advisor. Whenever it is there, like, and sorry, and we always recommend, like, at least once in a year, whenever you are paying your renewal premium, ask your advisor, take an appointment with your advisor. Okay, and ask him and go through and review your existing policy benefits with him. Ask him whether there are any new changes which have come in, new version of policies which have come in, which is much better benefits for the same amount of premium. Sometimes it does happen. We have seen even in the health insurance industry, for the specialty products, the premiums also got reduced. Okay, things can happen. You should know what is your existing benefits that you are getting for the amount of premium what you are paying. Probably you can get a better premium, and you also have the options of portability or migrating the policy from the existing policy to another policy within the same company for the same amount of premium. All these things can come up only when you are reviewing your policy. Okay, and one more thing which we really want this particular thing to be promoted like anything within all the circles in which we are known. Okay, discuss discuss insurance with your family members on a dining table. We want to really promote this culture. We want to promote this culture of discussing insurance on dining table with the family members. This is a must. See, ultimately, if something is happening to the dependents, yeah, we are there to take care of them. But if something happens to us, then the family member should know where are the details, whom to approach, which hospital to go, and how much of amount can be payable. So all these details even they should know. So we want to promote this very well. It is the culture of discussing insurance on a dining table. Okay, discuss with your family members and keep all your policy details well handy and approachable, and it is traceable to all your family members. Okay, we request you to do this. And so thanks a lot for actually being out with us on this webinar series. And it's so loving with all your support. We are able to do it consistently on every second Saturday and fourth Saturday. We are doing this series of Get More from Mallapuram, and the objective of this webinar series, is only to create clarity for confidence on whatever the policy which you have already purchased or which you are planning to purchase. Okay, and we want to say it upfront, we do not represent any insurance company. Okay, and thanks a lot for coming up. So we have come to the end. So it is my insurance. Whose responsibility is this? It is my insurance. It is my responsibility. My insurance, it is my responsibility. My family, it is my responsibility. Okay, thanks a lot for being on the show. And then we are actually even announcing the next coming webinar. The topic for the next coming webinar is under the same series of my insurance, whose responsibility. This time we are going to see on the cash. We have seen the cashes now, so we'll be looking into the reimbursement claims processing on next second Saturday, that is on 12th December from 4 to 5 p.m. Thanks a lot. Get back soon. We will be waiting for you. Thanks for watching us. Get More from Mallapuram. Thanks a lot.